tend to think of capitalism and innovation as being totally interchangeable. But sometimes the most meaningful inventions out there are motivated by something more important than money. And yes, believe it or not, I do believe that there are things more important than money, although a down 178 day does tend to focus the mind. That's why I want to highlight the amazing story of Embrace, a nonprofit created to provide people in developing countries with infant warmers that can keep underweight or premature babies alive. Embrace invented a cheap, durable, and portable baby warmer that can be used in place of incubators, which people in the third world often don't have access to. In fact, this was such an incredible invention that this nonprofit decided to spin off a for-profit business called Embrace Innovations to commercialize the technology. They've now created the Little Lotus line of baby warmers designed as a swaddle and sleeping bag product for parents in the United States. And Embrace also teamed up with San Francisco-based artist Drew Kataoka to create an installation, Touch Our Future, to show the impact of these baby warmers on children in poor countries. I got a chance to chat with Jane Chen, the fabulous co-founder and CEO of Embrace Innovations, along with Drew Kataoka, the artist behind Touch Our Future. Take a look. When I see you guys, I think you can make a big difference to the world. And one of the ways that you're doing it is to try to explain first how infant mortality is a far bigger issue than we realize, and then what you're doing about it, because it's pretty amazing.
Yep. Yeah, infant mortality is one of the biggest global issues. About 15 million preterm and underweight babies are born every year around the world. 3 million babies die in the first 28 days of life. So it's about 6 babies every minute. One of the biggest problems they face is staying warm, and that's the primary function of an incubator.
Right.
But incubators are very expensive. They cost $20,000 upwards. They require electricity. They require trained caregivers. So you're not going to find them in the most remote parts of the world where most of these babies are dying.
And so you've come up with a product that actually is far cheaper but very effective.
Exactly.
Maybe you can show us how it would work.
Sure. So this is the Embrace Infant Warmer. It looks like a little sleeping bag for a baby. The core technology sits in the back here. So this is a pouch of what's called a phase change material. It's a wax-like substance that, when melted, maintains a constant temperature of 98 degrees for up to 8 hours at a stretch.
You created this?
Me and my team, yes.
At school?
Yes, yes. So this came out of a class at Stanford at the design school, where we were challenged to develop a baby incubator that costs 1% of what a traditional incubator would cost.
Well, it's incredible. Where your role in this in terms of awareness, too?
Well, I'm an artist, and I've always been very interested in socially engaged art. And both of us are very passionate about the intersection of art and social impact. And I wanted to, Jane said, Drew, can you please leverage your art to shine a light on this issue of infant mortality? And I wanted to take something tangible and real from the places where this is the most critical issue. And I arrived at this idea of looking at the hand as a building block for this artwork called Touch Our Future, which is a web and mobile art installation to raise awareness for infant mortality. It's a fully technological artwork, and worked with Jane to see if we could get the actual hand traces of mothers and infants in 14 developing countries. So over the past 6 months, we've been collecting hand traces in Afghanistan, Rwanda, Uganda, across sub-Saharan Africa. And all of these are moving in this installation at touchourfuture.org. And then in parallel with that, I built a mobile app where anyone, anywhere in the world, can take a photo of their hand, and I developed this image processing software that extracts the trace of the hand and populates it with a sun. And so you can save it to social media. And the idea is that if you give your hand, it's a small gesture, but it's a very meaningful and creative gesture. And then you're also interwoven into this larger narrative about the cause.
Well, I'm sure when people listen, will feel like my first reaction was like, I want to be involved. I can do the hand, but I want to be involved financially. Your model is very state-of-the-art versus what we hear a lot. I know that it's prosaic to talk money for a second, but let's just do it. Explain the model.
Sure. So Embrace to date has reached 150,000 babies with our infant warmer across 10 countries. But the goal was always, how do we get to 1 million babies? Okay. And the challenge was always finding the funding to do that, to do this scale sustainably. And so what we launched just 2 months ago is a US version of this product, a line of consumer products called the Little Lotus. And these, they're right here, they're a collection of swaddles and sleeping bags and blankets that have NASA-inspired technology on the inside. So this fabric uses something similar to the Embrace warmer. It has nanoparticles of wax embedded straight into the fabric that keeps babies at the perfect temperature. And what parents are telling us is that babies are sleeping longer and better, and they love it.
This is a product that's for sale, or
yes.
people can invest with you? Give us
yes, they can. So this is the for-profit spin-off of Embrace. It's a product for sale, and for every one of these purchased, a baby will be helped by the Embrace warmer in a developing country.
Well, I've got to tell you, if you're look, it's kind of blowaway. This is what people do now in this country, and it's pretty amazing. And I want you to learn about it. Maybe go to their site, understand this, because it's pretty important. It's the way of the future. Jane Chen, she's the co-founder and chief business officer of Embrace Innovations, and artist Drew Hataoka, who's the co-founder of Aboomba. Thank you both so much. Booyah! Jim Cramer here from Mad Money. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube. Click here to subscribe and get the jump on my exclusives with CEOs, plus market news, investing advice, and a whole lot more.